So what's one thing I overcame? It was my freshman year in high school, and I went to a graduation slash birthday party slash I think another graduation. We only went up the street, and it was my mom's best friend's house. My mom's best friend's house, and my best friend was also my mom's best friend's daughter. It was just like a combined party. I've never met these people before though, and at first I had a great time with all the kids. We were jumping on the trampoline, playing games. The adults were doing karaoke inside, and you know, overall it was just your typical kind of party. And then my friend left, and it was just me, my best friend, her boyfriend, her sisters, you know, and the kids who live there. Again, these were people I've never met in my life. And what happened was, once my friend left, the other kid, so the kid who lived there, took my phone and ran into the garage. You know, cell phones are things you just can't mess with. That's, you know, as a teen, like, that's our life. And even to this day, my phone is my life. I have everything on there. But at that moment, he ran into the garage, and I didn't think anything of it. And so I ran after him, trying to get my phone back. And then it got to the point where the door was still open, the lights were still on. We were between two cars in the garage, and I was struggling to get my phone. This guy had me in a chokehold. He had his arm extended up in the air, and I'm only 5 feet. Back then I was probably a little shorter, and so I was struggling, and I wasn't trying to make a big deal out of it, but all I was doing was begging and pleading for him to give me my phone back. His older brother walked in, saw us, turned off the lights, and shut the door. And that's when panic really set in. And I knew right then and there that something bad was going to happen. And so I was screaming, Kennedy, please save me, someone come over here. But no one heard me. There was music blasting outside, and being that the door was closed, I knew no one was going to save me. And so this guy had me in different positions, holding tight onto my body. And back then, I was what, 90 pounds maybe? Zero muscle, because I didn't know what a gym was. And I was struggling for dear life. So it got to the point where he got my shirt up, and I was screaming. I was fighting back. I was pushing him off to the best of my abilities, and I I couldn't get him off me. And then he shifted me to the other side of the car, and I got loose for like a split second, and that's when I fell to the ground. He grabbed me as hard as he could and bruised my arm. But at the moment, I didn't feel pain. All I wanted was to get out of that room, out of that garage. I was battling him in there. And it was kind of like those scary movies where like you see those girls running for dear life and you see them falling all over the place, but that they're not giving up. They're not letting that monster, that guy, whatever, take hold of them. And so I got to the point where I was able to reach the doorknob. I slipped and fell, and he was dragging me back, literally dragging me back, but I would not let him. And so I reached again, and I finally got the door open, and I collapsed on the ground, and I got up, and I ran to my best friend, who was sitting 5 feet away from the door, and I looked at her, and I just said, "Where were you?" My face was flushed, my body was hot, I was shaking, nearly already in tears. And she just looked at me as if she had no idea. And of course she didn't, and I didn't expect her to. And so after that quick exchange, I just ran to the bathroom and I cried my heart out. I ran past my mother, all the adults in the living room singing, having fun. And I sat in that bathroom and I said, "Why me?" Out of everything that could have happened, this was supposed to be a good night. It was a celebration. But why me? I didn't eat for 3 days, maybe a week. I cried every night, and I couldn't grasp what had happened. During this time, it was roughly 4th of July, and another time for celebration. And my mom was furious at me. She couldn't understand why I wasn't talking to anyone, why I wasn't eating, why I wasn't sleeping. And she expressed that through anger. And it wasn't until I agreed to go with her to the Tyler Mall where I decided to open up to her in the food court. And I told her what had happened, and I asked her, I begged her to not say anything because I was ashamed. So I opened up to her in the food court, and I begged her not to say anything to anyone, especially Jennifer, her friend, that was the one that invited us to that party. And it wasn't until 3 days later that I found out that she did tell her, but the look on her face was so heartbreaking. She was having the time of her life with these new people, and I was hurt. I was broken. Granted, I've been assaulted by men before, but this was different. Fast forward to college, and every year since starting college, I've been assaulted by numerous men, by different men. And each year the UC system had not done anything to either aid me or fix what had happened. They just tapped the guys on the shoulders and let them go. But I was the one who was suffering. I was the one that was put into therapy, was told to take multiple medications to help the depression, to help me sleep at night, because the nightmares just would not go away. But it wasn't until I found bodybuilding, it wasn't until I stepped foot in the gym where I just found solace in being me, where I felt so beautiful. And it's crazy because I never thought lifting weights, gaining muscle, feeling strong would make such an impact on my life. But here I am at the gym, at my home, my safe haven, and I couldn't be any happier. I got stronger. Yeah, I gained weight, but I felt so much better about myself. I truly fell in love with this. And I couldn't be happier. Like, bodybuilding has truly saved me, and never in a million years did I think that this would happen. Never in a million years did I think this was for me. But damn, it feels so good to finally feel that you found, a place where you belong, knowing that you were made for this, that I was made for this. 2 days ago, I competed my first show. And yeah, the 8-week prep was so hard. I cut out artificial sweeteners 6 weeks out, and I followed a strict diet, thanks to my coach Taylor and Ryan Benson and my meal prep sponsor Burn. They saw something in me. They saw the fire, the drive, the determination to just give it my all. And I dropped something very important to me in order to pursue something that I knew was it. I was working at an infant care center, and the ultimate goal was to go to the Philippines and expand on the deaf education system over there, because I know that these underprivileged children needed help. And I lived a life, serving others. I thought my purpose was serving others, but I knew that it was time for change, that it was time for me to focus on something that truly fulfilled me while helping others as well, while being able to motivate and inspire and show people that, you can turn your hobby into a full-blown career and you can be successful at it, but as long as you give it your all and don't half-ass it. And so this was what I did, and I had the most supportive, best team by my side, and the most amazing boyfriend who showed me this passion, who shared this with me. And like I said, my life is so perfect now. But anyways, I digress. Going back to the point, my first competition was the most amazing experience I've ever had. So like I said, that 8-week prep was intense. I went from being 5 feet, 126 pounds, 25-inch waist, to now 102, still 5 feet, but with the 22-inch waist. And I'm not saying get tiny, be anorexic, whatever. I'm just saying with what I did, the progress that I've made, and the transformation of my body, just the feeling is so hard to describe, because like I said, I never thought I'd be able to do this. Peak week was rough. Of course, who has a perfect peak week? Bowel issues were just, ooh. I had both issues where it's either the runs or you're constipated, so it was back and forth, and I was freaking out. Plus it was 8th week, mind you, quarter system, so I'm really close to finals. But the day of my show, man, oh my god, I couldn't stop smiling. I couldn't stop dancing, whether it was waiting in line to get tan, or at the Zero Gravity booth, just watching the bodybuilders pose to their songs, to just getting pumped up behind stage, actually lining up as we were going on stage. They were playing just random songs, and I was feeling it, and I was dancing, and I was talking to all the girls, and just having fun. And I met the most amazing people, the sweetest people, who were so encouraging, and thought I did this before, and it was just such an eye-opening experience, because my dedication, everything that I did during this prep showed that day. Without me having to explicitly say what I've done, it showed through my physique. And to just hear all those words of encouragement that entire day, whether it be through my family, through my friends, the people that I was up against, saying these things just meant the world to me. It's hard to explain why. And they were just the most beautiful girls. It was fun just talking to everyone, getting to know them backstage, taking pictures, exchanging information. Just was so surreal. And yeah, you know, my posing routine was a little meh. I tripped here and there on the stage. It was hard walking in 6-inch heels with a 4-inch platform on carpet. Carpet? Why carpet? With the tape? I tripped on the tape. You don't prepare for this. But yeah, I own that stage. I had fun with it, and I wasn't stressed out. And if you know me, you know that I am stressed out 24/7. I don't give myself a break. But that day was magical. I felt like a freaking queen, and I got the tiara I've always wanted. Yeah, I was telling my boyfriend, like Owens, that, you know, regardless of what happens, you know, I did it. I made it so far. And I couldn't have asked for a better experience, a better team, a better group of girls to be alongside with. Like, it's been 2 days since my show, and I am on that high feeling of just, damn, I did it. I freaking made it. And just I'm speechless. I can't get over it. And, you know, this weekend I'll be competing again up north at the NorCal Championships. That's organized by Spectrum Productions. And again, I am so excited to just have fun, show them my hard work, and, you know, do the best that I can. My ultimate goal is to become a pro bikini competitor this June 30th, July 1st. That's when I'll be competing at Team Universe with my boyfriend, and fingers crossed things go well. But again, like, this experience in itself, life-changing, and I would not change anything. This is it. This is my life, and I can't wait to share my journey with you guys, to show you a girl who felt so weak, so worthless, to a girl who is strong as hell, and not just physically but mentally, who believes in herself and values her life, values what she is worth. I'm confident in who I am and who I will become. Thank you all so much for hearing me out and getting to know a little bit of myself. And I hope to see you guys soon.